why should I leave my nice good up yard for go itch up somewhere? No, if I want to rent somewhere, I want to rent somewhere nice with a nice view, a nice balcony. So my chest is very high. So me. Hey guys. Alright, so based on the subject of the video, you already know what this video is about. So let's get right into it. By the way, thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks to all the persons who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit the bell button so you can get the notifications when I do post a video. I am very grateful and thankful for all the support thus far, and I hope you guys continue to support my channel. Alright, so let's get right into it. So based on the title of the video, you already know what this video is about. Why oh why do I still live with my parents? Why? Alright, so for me personally, these are questions that I pose to myself. I don't think anybody has ever personally said to me, Joe, why you still live by your parents' yard? Joe, you know, move out. Joe, you what listen at a joke. No. These are questions that I pose to myself just based on my personal goals that I have and my expectations of myself. You know, I've always been a very ambitious person, and I've always worked towards things I want, and one of those things is to live somewhere by myself. Yeah, or have somewhere of my own, basically. I don't think anyone, as I said, no one has ever asked me these questions. These are always things that I question myself about. And as a matter of fact, I think the most assumptions I've had is stuff like, you know, people would say, you have it easy because you don't pay no rent, or you must rich because you don't pay no rent. And that's not the case. Not because I don't pay rent doesn't mean I don't have expenses just like everybody else. I have all the other expenses any young adult would have, the whole lot, you know, all the bills they can think of in the world, the insurances, the life insurance, car insurance, all of these things I have. The only thing I don't have is a rental expense, and honestly that's not something that I ever want to put on my list of expenses. I'm sorry, but no, that's not the case. I don't want that expense. Cross me off of it. Alright, so, and I think I've spoken to persons who, I have friends who rent, I have friends who own their own, and I have friends who are like me who still live with their parents or parents, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I believe when you have parents, or if you have a home that you can live, that's actually an advantage for you, because it gives you a step ahead, or a foot into basically owning your own. So you don't have to rush to go pay rent. You can use that money to save towards accomplishing or gaining something of your own, instead of rushing to go pay for it. I think a lot of young persons in Jamaica, you know, tend to be tainted by this hype life where they want to go out on their own and rent, and everybody want to live big. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you can afford it, why not? I mean, why not? But if you can't, that's what happened to a lot of people. They rush that process where they go out to pay rent and live in the nice apartments, and then a couple months down the line or years not sustainable, and they end up are they meeting to some financial difficulty, which even outside of that, people do, it does happen to people. But you know, for the persons who rush, sometimes they end up come back home. For me personally, I think that would be one of the most embarrassing things if I was supposed to move out, you know, take up my good self, but I move out to my parents' house, and then I have to take up back myself and come back in. To me personally, that would be like a big embarrassment. And so for me, I try to learn from persons like those. I don't think everything in life that happens, I don't think I need to make the same mistakes that people have. If it's one thing I try to do in life, is to learn from other person's mistake instead of trying to make every mistake on my own, right? And so that's one lesson I've definitely learned without experiencing it for myself, and that is to not rush the process of moving out. Ensure that when you move out, it is something that's final, it's something that you know you can sustain no matter what kind of financial difficulty you think may arise, or situations that you may end up in. Always ensure that you know, try as best as possible to plan it out, or at least have a contingency plan, just so that you have a backup. So when push comes to shove, or when you fall on hard times, you don't have to move back in. As I said, I have friends. There have been times where I tried to move out before, you know, in terms of reaction. Like, my mom always, like, you know, whenever we have our little arguments, because we're human, sometimes we have disagreements or whatever, and she'd be like, you know, yeah, I can't wait for you to move out. And I'd be like, okay, alright. And then maybe whenever our time come, I'll just seriously, like, me thinking that, okay, maybe it's time for me to move out. I said, Mommy, you know, by the end of the year I think I'm going to move out. And she'd be like, move out? Why you want to move out? And I'm like, I thought you'd be glad that I want to move out, you know? But at the same time, I don't plan to live with my mom forever. Heck no. I want to venture out and have my own and all of these nice things, you know? In terms of friends now, I've asked friends their advice in terms of, like, and I'm serious, guys, like, I seriously thought about moving out on several occasions, and I would ask, apart from checking realtors and real estate companies and websites and stuff, I would ask friends who I actually know who live on their own and have their own apartments, what price range can I get something for in such an area, and they would always say to me, who moving, you? I'll be like, yeah, and their response would be like, no, why you want to do that? Like, why? You know, if I had the option to live in my parents' house, I would still be living at my parents' house, you know. And for some person that I know, their reason for moving would be like, you know, maybe they have a lot of relatives living in one house and it just became too much for them. They didn't have as much space or privacy as they wanted. Maybe they didn't have a good relationship with their family, so they moved out. Persons have different reasons why they move out, but based on my friends, whenever I tell them that, they're always like, no, stay at your yard, like, you don't want to come out here if you don't have to. And so I've always taken heed of that, and it made me think twice, which is why I'm probably still here, because I really, you know, I think it's just me, like, trying to think I need to move out, but not necessarily me wanting to move out and not needing to move out, but wanting to. Right, and for me, I think generational wealth is what I call it, is very important, because just as some of my parents have been able to acquire of their own, I want to be able to do the same and pass them down to my children and my children's children, my great-grandchildren, and so forth. I want to build that wealth. I don't think I should go pay rent and then, you know, maybe that whole thing of just, no, I want to avoid that. I want to be a homeowner or owner of homes, right? That's very important to me. And so I believe if all parents, if you can in some part, play that role for your child. If you have a child that's ambitious and know what he or she wants and is going after it, like, support them. If they need to live in your house a little longer than you lived in your parents' house, then allow them to. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Once you see them trying and working towards something, support them. That's very important, because it's going to benefit your family in the long run. Or just wanting good for your children, you can help foster that by doing so. And so I'm not, you know, I know a lot of Jamaican parents will be like, no, sir, I need to come out of the house and go look at work, or I need to go learn hard life. And I'm not with that. I believe you can support your child and still help them to grow. Once that child knows what they want out of life and is working towards it, you should be that supportive parent. And so I'm very grateful that I do have supportive parents. My parents know that my ambition up there, because honestly, if I was ever supposed to rent somewhere, my chest is very high. Me probably can't go pay the rent for somewhere in a Kingston where me want to live, because me want somewhere with a balcony, with a nice view. I love watch sunset, so it must have to be where I can see the sunrise and the sunset, and my pocket not there nowhere near the sun. I'm not going to go contribute no piece to apartment or one of them house there with them section off and give one room and say call it an apartment or 1 bedroom. No. Why should I leave my good house? As I said, I'm quite comfortable to go itch up somewhere else. No, I want when I move out, I'm moving into something that I like, something that I want to move into, not something that I'm forced to move into. And so really that's my take on it. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I will see you all next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really do. Drop a comment to let me know your views on the subject and your experiences as well. As I always say, like, share, please share. This is Journey with Joe. We're all journeying together. So yeah, drop a comment. Please remember to like the video, guys, and if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button as well as hit the bell so that you get the notification when I do post a video. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. All right, bye bye.